Good morning, everyone. My name is Haikal Ramadhana Akmal with student ID 2009. In this presentation, I will discuss about alternative raw water source, which are essential in ensuring sustainable and reliable water supply system, especially in area facing limitation in conventional water source. This presentation will cover the type of alternative source such as river, lakes, groundwater, and feedwater, along with their characteristic quality consideration based on Indonesia standard and appropriate treatment process. With the goal is to evaluate this alternative term of effectiveness, feasibility, sustainability for drinking water supply. So we jump into the topic. For the introduction of alternative raw water source, the selection of alternative raw water source is crucial step in drinking water supply planning, especially in area facing limited access to conventional water source. Various sources such as river, lake, groundwater, and feedwater can be utilized depending on the local availability and environmental. Each source has distinct characteristics in terms of quality, quantity, reliability, and treatment requirement. Therefore, understanding the advantage and limitation of each alternative is essential to ensure the efficient, sustainable, and cost-efficient water treatment system. So we jump into the river water or surface water. With the river water is one of the most commonly used raw water source due to its high availability and continuous. However, However, its quality is highly influenced by upstream activities such as domestic discharge, industrial waste, and agricultural runoff, making it prone to high turbidity and contamination. Next is lake water. Lake water generally has more stable quality compared to river water because it undergoes natural sedimentation process. However, lakes are susceptible to eutrophication, which are lead to legal blooms and effects like odor and overall water quality. So for the lake water is more stable quality than river, lower turbidity due to natural settling, risk of algae growth, and require treatment for organic algae and odor control. Next, we jump into the groundwater. Groundwater is typically considered a reliable source due to its natural filtration through the soil layer, resulting in relative clean water with the low turbidity. However, it often contain dissolved minerals such as iron, manganese, and hardness with the requirement specific treatment. With the required specific treatment. Next is the peatwater. Peatwater is commonly found in swamp or peatland area and is characterized by its dark color, high organic content, and low pH. It poses significant treatment challenge but can still be utilized with the appropriate technology. So, for the Indonesia regulation related to raw water quality standard, in Indonesia, the quality of raw water for drinking water supply is regulated to ensure it meet the safety and health requirement before treatment. The main reference are Peraturan Pemerintah Number 22 2021 concerning about the environmental protection and water quality management and Permenkes number 2 2023 for drinking water standard. Raw water generally refers to Class 1 water quality standard, which is the water intended for drinking water source, which define the maximum allowable limit for various physical, chemical, and biological parameters. So for the key parameter and standard Class 1 water quality in Indonesia, physical parameter is the turbidity is less than 5 NTU, with the total dissolved solid is less than 1000 milligram per liter, and with the temperature is plus minus 3 degrees Celsius from natural condition, with the color is less than 15 TCU. So we jump into the chemical parameter with the pH is arranged around 6 until 9, with the of oxygen is more than 6 milligram per liter, with the with the BOD is less than 2 mg per liter, with the COD less than 10 mg per liter, with the ammonia is less than 0.5 mg per liter, with the iron less than 0.3 mg per liter, with manganese is less than 0.1 mg per liter, with nitrate less than 10 mg per liter, and nitrate is less than 0.06 mg per liters. And next we jump into the biological parameter. With the total coliform is must be less than 1000 mpn per 100 milliliters. With the fecal coliform is less than 100 uh, mpn uh, in every 100 milliliters. So, Indonesia use class 1 water standard for the raw water source. With the standard ensure the water is treatable into drinking water. The surface water, the river and lake often exceed turbidity, BOD and chloroform. With the groundwater often exceed the Fe, manganese and also the hardness. With the pit water typically exceed the color, organic content and low pH. Next, we jump into the criteria for selecting the best alternative for raw water source. The selection of the most suitable alternative for water source depend on the several technical, economic, and environmental consideration. A good water source is not only determined by the availability, but also by the quality, ease of the treatment, reliability over time, and sustainability. Ideally, the chosen source should require minimal treatment while they still meeting regulatory standard, ensuring the cost efficiency and long-term feasibility for the drinking water supply system. For the river water in surface water, river water is considered a good option when it is available in large quantity and supported by the relative controlled upstream activity. It is suitable for area with the limited groundwater for the where surface water is abundant. Also, it requires complete and consistent treatment due to fluctuating quality. For the lake water is better alternative than river water in terms of the stability, as it naturally undergoes sedimentation and has less fluctuation in quality. It is ideal for a long-term supply if the eutrophication can be controlled and the lake's ecosystem is well managed. For the groundwater is often the best option in the term of the quality because it is natural filtered to the soil layer, resulting in low turbidity and minimal biological contamination. It is highly reliable and requires simpler treatment, making it ideal for small to medium scale systems. And the last one is for the pit water. Pit water is generally the least preferred source due to its high organic content, acidity, and dark color, which are require complex and costly treatment process. However, it can still be considered in the region where no other sources are available, particularly in peatland area. So for the pit water, it's poor naturally quality with acidic and chloride and require advanced treatment, higher operational costs, and use only if other sources are unavailable. And for the best quality is in the groundwater because groundwater is considered the best in the term of the quality because it is naturally undergoes filtration to the soil and geological layers, which effectively remove the suspended solid, pathogen, and also turbidity. As a result, the groundwater is typically clear, low in microorganism, and relatively stable in composition. However, it often contains of minerals such as iron, manganese, and also hardness, which require simple treatment process like aeration and filtration. So for the best availability is river water. River water is the most available source due to it continuously flow and which present, especially in region with the high rainfall. It can supply a large volume of water, making it suitable for a large-scale water supply system. However, its quality is highly variable and influenced by the seasonal change and human activity. So it requires comprehensive treatment before use. For the best stability and like water often the best stability in terms of the quality because it is relative unaffected by the short-term fluctuation. Natural process such as sedimentation have reduced turbidity and suspended solid, resulting in more consistent water characteristic. For the last alternative is at the pit water. Pit water is considered the last alternative due to its poor natural quality, characterized by high organic content like dark color and acidity, and also pH. This condition make the treatment more complex and costly, requiring advanced processes such as coagulation, adsorption, and pH adjustment. pH adjustment. So therefore, the pit water is generally only used where the other source is not available. For the alternative water treatment process, from the intake into the reservoir, the selection of the treatment unit depends on the characteristic of the raw water source. However, in general, the drinking water treatment process consists of a series of physical, chemical, and biological treatments, starting from the water intake to the storage in the reservoir. Alternative configuration can be applied to optimize effectiveness, reduce cost, and adapt to specific raw water conditions such as high turbidity, organic content, or dissolved minerals. For the general treatment flow, like intake to the reservoir, the treatment process begins at the intake where the raw water is collected and screened to remove the large debris. It is passed through the pretreatment units such as coagulation and filtration to destabilize and aggregate suspend particle. Sedimentation follow to allow the flow to settle, reducing turbidity. Filtration is filtration is then used to remove remaining fine particle and disinfection, ensure the removal of pathogenic microorganisms. Finally, treated water is stored in a reservoir before distribution. For the alternative process for river water typically require a complete treatment system due to high turbidity and contamination level. An effective alternative include the pre-sedimentation to the reduced load, followed by conventional coagulation, fluctuation, sedimentation, filtration process. In highly polluted conditions, additional treatments such as activated carbon adsorption may be applied. For the alternative process for like water generally require simpler treatment due to its more stable quality, but attention must be given to algae and organic matter. Processes such as aeration and pre-oxidation are often added to control taste, odor, and algae before conventional treatment. For the groundwater treatment process should be focused mainly on the removing the soft substance such as iron, manganese, and hardness. Since turbidity and pathogen are usually low, the process is simpler and does not require coagulation or sedimentation. And for the pit water required more advanced treatment due to its high organic content, acidity, and color. Additional processes such as pH adjustment and adsorption are essential to improve water quality and acceptable level. Next, for the alternative water treatment process from the intake to reservoir, the treatment process depends on the raw water characteristic. The surface water is complete treatment system. For the groundwater is simpler process. For the pit water, most complex and costly. Our goal is efficient, safe, and sustainable water supply. Yeah, that's all of my presentation. I hope you learned something new today. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.